Good afternoon. Welcome to OptionsTender. It's Thursday, March 12th, 2026. So we're going to pick up where we left off. We'll check out SPX, VIX. We're going to look at IBIT, MJ, and MSauce. All right. Cannabis is setting up here. And so I wanted to take a quick glance at that. And yeah, so we're doing this intraday about 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you want to get these videos intraday, consider becoming a YouTube supporter. If you want to get the rest of the in-depth videos like our game plans and individual stock analysis, then check out the $10 membership. Okay, so let's jump into it. We have multiple ways to look at this top going on here. Overall, I'm looking at a head and shoulder, right? So in the big picture, I'm going to look for this left shoulder, neckline, head, right shoulder, recession. In the near term, we had this consolidation for a few months here, and we had this range play. So whether you're looking at this as a diamond, if you're looking at it like a descending triangle, or just a range play itself, you know, depending on your style, you still have the same measured move no matter what. So from top to bottom there to the breakdown zone, that gets us into the gap area and likely to spike over through to 65.50. Now this is a zone because this can be, you know, if things get wacky, you might get a kind of a descending neckline, something like that, or a little less steep. That price comes down and you get your shoulder that's a little bit further down now. I don't know if that's, it doesn't really matter because some traders, they only look at horizontal anyway. So what would happen if it did tag down here, you would see a wick right back through this area anyway. So however you want to look at it, we'll give different styles here. Okay. And when we go down to the 65, I'll show you what's going on, what I think is happening right here. But on the big picture, this is all we need to look at. We have this level that we pointed out yesterday, and last week we have the monthly 8 EMA. That's 6,700. That's why price is holding here. And if it dips underneath here, I think it'll be a fast recovery. All right, before the month is over. And above that, we'll talk later on as we get to lower prices and we start lifting off to the upper edge. Here we have the 20 simple moving average, which is the kiss of death. You have the breakdown of the weekly SMH 20, and then the back test of it, and then further lower. Okay, so while we're here, let's look at the trend. Continues to fall. Moving averages continues to push. As long as we're pushing under this 8 EMA, you know, the probabilities to the downside, and I know what people are going to say, what bulls are going to say here, so I'll show you on the 65. But we have the 200 moving average, which is likely to be tagged here if some of the other moving averages, 200 moving averages, are hit in the daily time frame that we're looking at in the Discord. So by the way, all the levels come with the Discord as well, and cheddar data included. Column oscillator, just getting super oversold. All right, so like I said, when we make a new low here, obviously if we do, then I would like to see a positive divergence forming here. All right, this is getting deeply oversold, and what could happen is price action with a catalyst, meaning tomorrow with GDP, could snap, and this could have a sort of a waterfall type effect there for this last move. Okay, so we're in the oversold territory for the RSI. Again, this could just go lower and you just get a low before moving higher, or we could see some positive divergence happen in here. So we'll check back in on that tomorrow. And then you have your slow stochastic that is kind of going sideways. All right, but it's starting to get that crossover too. So this should cycle all the way to the downside on this last move. And we're seeing the histograms start to expand, and we'll want to see this separate from the yellow line, the leader blue line, separate from the yellow MACD line. It's the MACDV. So we have a boundary down here and up here. I don't think we hit the boundary down low. I think this is going to take time to cycle through. It takes a lot of time. So we're going to look at the this move lower, go back up, and oscillate down. DMARC. Oh boy. We have a 9 count exhaustion sell signal here on DMARC. Do we have a sell-off at the end of the day and we go a little bit lower before finding our bottom? Time is running out, I'm telling you. And for the members, we know that our cycles we're in that window now. So the Bollinger Band. All right, we're pushing on that Bollinger Band. We're trying to expand it. So that's technically a buy signal. Again, the things are, a lot of things are against you if you're buying here, but you could get those little dead cat bounces intraday if that's the type of trader you are. Deeply in the red, getting more in the red with the Elliott oscillator. And let's go over to the VIX. The VIX. So here's what's happening today. All right, along with 6,700, we're also seeing a resistance here at the channel. So we're pinching right in between the 8 EMA and this channel top. If you want to see that spike lower, that little waterfall effect, you're going to have to see this get above that channel and this 28 area. And I think if that happens, we'll go close the gap at minimum. And that would be sort of that same situation where we close the gap down low on SPX. All right. And then we'll start to look for divergences at that point. Now we had our bottoming phase here that happened all the way back at this candle in the window of, and we continued this rising phase so far. I don't think that's complete. And look at this ghost phase. And I'm going to point this out. I haven't really pointed it out at all, but today was the ideal low. So the window for this actual breakdown here was this low right now. So we're in this kind of ghost cycle as well. So with that said, with rising phases happening here, I do believe we continue to rise to the upper edge. Now, I think that window's closing and we start seeing the minor and then eventually the dominant cycle lower. But we'll have to, take this day by day. This is holding strong. Momentum's up. Trend is up. Okay, let's jump over to, let's go IBIT first. So IBIT possibly could be holding on to these lows. Okay, so I drew this line in here. This might be the neckline, and we get a right shoulder and then lower. The reason why I say that is because, first of all, it's holding up well right at this breakout level. And then you get your confirmation above 340. But as the 8 creeps up here and above the 20, we're kind of firming up here. This should have dropped. Maybe with the market, you get a little bit of a drop here, but let's see what happens here. Might be able to start going long on some of the Bitcoin peripherals. Okay, coin, I call it master, MSTR. It's MicroStrategies. And so what could be happening is you have this A, B, C for a larger degree A. We got this B pullback, and that might have been where let's see, pulled back into the 50%. Okay, that's all you need for a B pullback, or it could be a B triangle as well. And then you get a impulse wave to the upside. Maybe close some gaps here. So we'll see what happens there. If we do go lower, then I think this will be a last wave here before a significant bounce. Not playing this, but looking for setups. All right, real fast, MJ holding up well, starting to break out here. And what was I looking at? I was looking at something. This is this is a zigzag lower. So you have your 5, 3, and then 5-wave impulse lower. So we have a 535 heading here, and eventually you got to see yourselves get back above this 8 and this 20. Right now, it's a no-go, no play here at this point, even though we're setting up. And then you can draw different trend lines as well. It'll help you visually to kind of stay out of the trade. Right there, it's rejecting this channel. So we're in a channel now. So let's see it get above this channel before we start looking at anything. You do have the 786 down here at 2267. So maybe this is the last wave consolidation, and you get a little move down here. So not ready to jump in yet, but it's certainly setting up. So we got to keep an eye on it. MSauce, this is the United States. Looks a little bit more firm, but obviously we have to be cautious if MJ goes down, and we have to watch out for this. But starting to, like I said, not above the 8 or the 20, but looks like it's firming up. Looks like it's kind of breaking out and holding for the moment there, even possibly a nesting. Okay, this could lead the market, the world market up. We'll have to see if there's a catalyst coming up. Let's go to SPY on the 65. So I redrew some trend lines here. And why did I redraw this? Because we're looking at this as this last move down, and it looks expanding, right? With volatility expanding, the waves are also expanding. And so with this lower, and I should take these out. I've just had these on forever, just kind of saying, hey, you know, we are making it down there. Not the way we wanted, but making it down. And I think this is the last leg moving down here, and it should hit somewhere around this options expected move and the lower wedge right here. And these were lower highs and lower lows as we go. Okay, so eventually when we start to get out of this, you know, and we start to bottom out and get out of the situation, we should see a tag of this trend line again, and likely even a breakout from that point. Okay, and then we'll look for higher prices. Later on, I'll do those retracements again. We'll see where we find the low, and then we'll look to see where we could retrace to. So this is where we left off, just learning things together. And here's the gap down lower. So this gap should fill with the VIX filling its gap up above. And then if it continues to spike, we could see this price action go, like I said, a lot lower here, and even get to that 650 area. We'll have to see. And it depends on where everything else is. So we look at, you know, I have the screen where I have all of the major indices on together. And, you know, if they all start getting to the 200-day moving average together, you know, that's a good sign that we're probably not going to go a whole bunch further. Things could be scary, and you see a big red bar through them. But by the end of the day, you might even see a big wick reversal candle. So that's kind of how I'm looking at things right now. Let's go ahead and look at some of the indicators. And I do have a target extension here as well at 644 if it wants to. So you have your trend. Trend is still lower. Moving averages. We reversed off of these major 100. Didn't make it to the 200, but it was just back testing this consolidation area. All right, and still momentum's down. Looking at the RSI MACD. So in the near term, we're in these oversold conditions. We have a lot further we could go. You know, it doesn't have to stop here, especially if it continues to roll over. And then later on, we want to see some positive divergences form. Now the slow stochastics being a little naughty here, so we'll see what happens in the near term. But it could retrace just a little bit higher if it needs to. I don't know if it's going to close the gap or not in the position we're in. But this thing, just like here, when you made your low, look how high we were up in this point. You made a low in the slow stochastic, but it kept rolling over as the slow stochastic held into place. Okay, so these things can get funky down here. Even though we have this buy signal, we need to let price tell us, and you need the indicators to start to represent a bullish setup here. And we're not there yet. So momentum is starting to expand to the downside. Again, we have not hit in this entire move, this entire leg down, we have not hit the lower edge of the MACD, the lower boundary. That's insane. Okay, this is not just a corrective move. Although the waves are all corrective, this is our first wave lower. All right, and I do suspect that going into Friday and Monday, maybe even turnaround Tuesday, that we hit this lower band. DMARC. 4 count, nothing really happening here, no setup. Bollinger Band, not quite to a buy bounce situation. We'll see if we expand the band a little bit more, but no setup. And starting to get back in the red with the Elliott oscillator. Once again, once we start to make new lows, close this gap, let's see what's happening around here. Do we end up with any positive divergence? Are we a lot lower on this red histogram? We'll see. That's why we do these each and every day. So make sure you hit that notification bell. Join us in the Discord. Let's stop with the VIX to end off this wonderful day here. Now in the 65, we're looking at this new trend line. It's much steeper. Whoops. My bad. So now our trend lines are getting steeper here, and we're sort of in an equilibrium. So that's what I was actually going to mention here on SPY. So why did it pause right here? Not only that 6,700 area where the on the higher time frame monthly 8 EMA, but look what the bulls are doing. They're buying. They're buying because this, they're looking at this as an impulse wave, and you have this pullback, got past the 62, so some damage is done, but the 786s just got a hold here, or else most people are going to turn bearish at that point. That's usually your make or break line, even though it technically any penny above the low here can be a 1-2 setup, okay? But things start to get grim underneath this 666 area here at the 786. So bulls don't want to give that up, and that's why it's holding on. And so we call this equilibrium at this point. And so looking at that VIX, here's all that happened. Remember, we had this sort of ascending triangle. We had this consolidation. We finally broke out after all these rejections. So 23 was super important. You had a classic trading pattern around it, and it held on to the breakout area. So again, the last 2 days, what did I talk about? I said you need some market structure. You don't have to. The VIX can go straight up. But usually, look at this one, that you started getting some sort of structure, but you had almost a straight up move right there. But look what usually happens. You hit some sort of trend line or bottom, and you retest it, you get a higher low, you work your way into a positive market structure. Okay, we're doing that. Here's your higher low. All right, holding on to the gap area here. I suspect that tomorrow should be bearish. I don't know how bearish, but if our wave counts are correct, then we shouldn't see much of a pause tomorrow at all. Okay, so thanks for joining us here at OptionsTender. Have a wonderful day, and we'll see you tomorrow.